My name is Ian Davis. I'm the Secretary of the Friends of Craig Gwladus. Okay, well, I'm sitting here in Craig Gwladus Country Park, formerly a woodland. It was probably became a country park in the 1960s. It's situated above the villages of Kilfrew and Cardigston. It can be accessed via Cardigston, or the main entrance is in Pensconnell, Kilfrew. It was once forestry. A lot of larch were harvested from here. Nowadays it's just wild woodland. It's just a great place to bring your children and dogs over. Today we're going to take a walk along the paths and view some of the nesting boxes that we've been putting up here, 106 altogether. And this is the time where we check out the contents, monitor repairs, replace boxes, etc. Evolve. Well, when I joined the Friends group, it was after the felling, and a lot of the natural habitat had been destroyed, and there were a lot of boxes in Keith Williams's shed, which I agreed to put up with him. And after we did that, we said, well, can we make some more? So I made some more out of offcuts, and they started to spread along the woodland, and over the years I've made more and more. We're now at the point where a lot of the original boxes are completely rotten and being pushed off the tree. And even the ones that I made first of all are becoming rotten, so we continue to make more. Currently, the latest count, according to my records, we've got 106 boxes that are in use, and that includes 20 dormice boxes, which are actually used by tits, and one or two voles, but to date we haven't found any dormice at all. So around about October, I go around and empty the boxes and make note of what repairs are required. And certainly before the spring I will replace the damaged boxes, repair boxes that need repairing, and ensure that they are all clean. What I'm looking for is to clear the nest out of any debris, old nests, and particularly anything where slugs and snails will harbour. If you don't clean them out, they won't get used. What I'm hoping to find is a clean, empty nest. No eggs, no chicks, just an empty nest, and those are very successful, very rewarding. And of the few I've checked here so far, this morning, they have been just clean, empty nests, so that's good. This is a replacement nest box ready to go up. I'm going to place this one in place of one that's been vandalised, but exactly the same box has been used for boxes that have just rotted over time. They last about 6 to 8 years, depending on the location. The thing about them is that they need to be placed away from direct sunlight. If they are in direct sunlight, the chicks will cook. If they're facing direct weather, they're going to be constantly wet. So they need to be facing away from the weather, away from the sun. Now the downside of that, of course, is when they get wet, they stay wet. So if you're not using treated timber or something that's been had a coating on it, it won't last very long at all. Now the other thing you will notice about this particular box, it has an old bike cog from a cassette of a bike fitted on the front. That's to prevent predators from eating away the hole to get to the eggs and the chicks. And that's a particular problem in this woodland because there are so many squirrels. Also the woodpeckers will do it, and the magpies, jays, but predominantly squirrels. This is a very cheap way of protecting the box, and it works very well. And being a cyclist and a member of a cycling group, cogs are quite easy to come by and a very cheap alternative. Okay. Okay, a good example of a suitable spot. I cut away the overhang on all the ivy that can get behind the box and push it off. So there's a clear flight path directly to the box. There's nothing obscuring it. There's nothing for a predator to hang on to. No overhanging branches or anything. So that is a successful spot. That box. And I've been involved since 2013 when I retired, and that's when Wilf come along, my buddy Wilf, and when we were walking the paths, I started to do things like pick up the litter, do a few jobs, and a friend approached me asking if I'd like to join the Friends group, and we've been involved in lots of activities like clearing of the areas that were harvested and left. And we cleared those areas and replanted, and those have been very, very successful. We've taken a lot of tasks like making steps, making benches, and keeping the paths clear. Always looking for volunteers.